Well, Apple held a virtual product reveal event today, all due to the pandemic. And one of the big announcements is a possible life-saving feature on the new Apple Watch Series 6. The company says this new sensor can measure your blood oxygen level from your wrist in about 15 seconds. That level can help manage the risk of respiratory or cardiac arrest. And if it drops below a certain threshold, well, then the wearer receives an alert. Joining me now to talk more about today's virtual event is tech analyst Ryan Eldridge of Nerds on Call. And Ryan, this update includes a big focus on health. Talk about some of the other features of this new watch.
Well, you were just talking about the oxygen blood levels, and you can take a test within 15 seconds, or there's also just kind of background monitoring, which is kind of nice. So you don't have to always like, oh, I want to make sure I do this. But they also have improved the accelerometer and a few of the other features. So like fall detection and things like that. Really great stuff. Overall, the event was almost all focused on the Apple Watch Series 6. They're going to come out with some new colors, blue, gold, gray, red, some really exciting new looks. They've come out with some new bands. One that is just basically a large silicone band that just kind of wraps around the wrist, kind of like a rubber band. Some of them look kind of interesting, but it's going to be hard to say. All of this stuff is going to be available on Friday, 9/18, and the new Apple Series watch is going to start around $399. They came out with a lower price version called the Apple Watch SE, which is $279, and it'll also be available on Friday. And it's got the same chipset as the Series 5. So if you've already a Series 5 owner and you're not thinking of going up to the Series 6, you're going to be just fine with what you've got now.
Yeah, Apple sort of recognizing the economic reality for so many people and offering this cheaper version of the smartwatch. But while we're talking, a lot of focus about the watch, also a new iPad, but Ryan, no new iPhone.
Yeah, we were really expecting to see the iPhone 12, but that's probably going to come later on in the fall. We've heard supply chain problems are likely going to be an impact to their sales this year. But the new iPads are kind of interesting. Ultimately, it looks like, because Tim Cook ultimately is a logistics person, and that's one of his greatest strengths. Ultimately, the new iPad is really just kind of a reconfiguration of the iPad Pro that came out a couple of years ago. It's a little bit faster, it's a little bit nicer, it's a little bit cheaper, but it's pretty much the exact same thing that we've seen before. Very similar to the way the watch is being presented. It's very similar. It's a few minor upgrades. Nothing that is going to make anybody rush out to the store on Black Friday. I was going to talk about how they've kind of bundled their new subscription services. So they're coming out with a new service called the Fitness Plus. And what they've done is they've taken a bunch of different personal trainers, really famous trainers, and had them create videos. And so every single week you can get a different video on 10 different types of exercises, from yoga to strength training to running. Very similar to what you could get on a Peloton bike. One of the biggest features, obviously, is getting new content constantly, and the new Fitness Plus service looks phenomenal. It's $9.99 a month or $80 a year, and that they're bundling in with their new Apple One subscription service. And if you're like me or a lot of people who have Apple products or Apple services, I get an email every few weeks that says, oh, we just upgraded this or we just changed this. This will allow me to put all of my Apple services in one specific subscription. So from my Apple Music to my Apple TV Plus, Fitness Plus, all of that can bundle all together in one. So I don't have to get 3 different charges for $2.99 6 times a month. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, sort of simplifies it. But boy, such a different event this year for Apple. I really appreciate you breaking it all down for us. Ryan Eldridge of Nerds on Call. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.